Wednesday, in the gym with Aaron. All right, what does that mean? Getting a great workout today, okay? First things first, make sure you're getting that warm-up going, all right? So make sure you stretch, make sure you get loose, get warm before you start this workout. We're gonna get right into it. Today, what are you gonna need? You're gonna need one or two things. You're gonna need a kettlebell, okay? Which looks like this, all right? It's a silly piece of metal that's got a nice big giant handle at the end of it, okay? You can get this at like a Dick's Sporting Goods, Sports Authority has them, Ocean State Job Lot has them as well, or a dumbbell, okay? Looks like this, just one dumbbell, all right? So again, if you don't have this equipment, you can invest in this equipment because we'll be using this repeatedly over time in our workouts, or you can just join a gym, okay? Any gym that you go to will have a kettlebell or a dumbbell. Now, let's start off with weights that you should start off at. If you are new, if you have not exercised ever and you're just starting out, a good kettlebell weight for you to use would be a 15 or 20 pound kettlebell or dumbbell, okay? So if you're brand new with this workouts, I would recommend a 15 or a 20 pound dumbbell or kettlebell. If you're a little bit more advanced and a little bit stronger, up it up a little bit, maybe a 26 pound kettlebell or a 35 pound kettlebell, okay? So again, this is all gonna depend upon your particular fitness level, all right? So I'm going to show, again, same as always, I'm going to demonstrate a movement, okay? I'm going to demonstrate the movements, and then I'm going to explain the workout that you're going to have to put yourself through, okay? All right, the first movement that we're going to do is what's called a sumo deadlift high pull, all right? A sumo deadlift high pull. Sounds kind of funny. What you're going to work here is you're going to engage your legs, your hamstrings, your glutes, your core muscles. As always, everything we do is always going to be focused with the core as well as your shoulders and your back. So you're going to work your traps as well up top here. All right, so the sumo deadlift high pull, you're going to start off with the kettlebell or the dumbbell in between your legs, a nice wide stance like a sumo wrestler, okay? As you see, my legs are nice and wide with my toes slightly pointed outwards. I'm going to keep my weight distributed on my heels the entire time, okay? You're going to grip the kettlebell with both your hands together. You're going to grip that kettlebell, and as you sit down, so watch the position that I get in. I squat down, keeping my weight on my heels, my lower back nice and tight, my chest up nice and high when I grip that kettlebell. So what I'm not doing, I'm not bending over at the hips, okay? So I'm not bending over here, all right? I'm not standing up straight like this and bending over here. I'm nice and wide. I'm sinking my hips down, my lower back tight. So from the side, it's gonna look like this. Weight back on my heels, legs nice and solid. Sit my butt back, tight lower back, and my head's up, my chest is up nice and high, okay? Now with the dumbbell, you do the same exact thing. So you grip the dumbbell right here, just like that, all right? So the movement of sumo deadlift high pull is going to look like such. Start off here. I'm going to drive my heels through the ground. As I drive my heels through the ground, I'm going to stand up. My hips are going to close. That second that my hips close, I begin an upright row or a pull to bring that kettlebell up to my chin, okay? And again, notice how my elbows are above my wrists. That's a big thing, a big point that you want to keep as well. Keep your elbows above your wrists. So the sumo deadlift high pull is going to look like this. I stand up through the ground. As I close my hips, my arms pull the kettlebell right to my chin, okay? So it'll look like this again, and right back down. Okay, so again from the side, it'll look like this. Ground to chin. Ground to chin. All right? That will be a sumo deadlift high pull. Next thing I'm going to show you is a squat. Okay? So we've demonstrated squats before. This is just going to be with the kettlebell. Okay? Or the dumbbell. You're going to keep the kettlebell above the chest. All right? Now what you're going to do is you're just going to squat down, keeping your weight on your heels. I'm going to get into a nice solid squat position. My feet shoulder width apart. Keep my weight back on my heels. I'm going to activate and pop my hips out first. Drop my weight down, keep my weight on my heels, and then stand right back up. Just like that. So again, it'll look like this from the side. And watch the range of motion as well. Keep my weight on my heels. My hips pop back and down. I drop down. And then I stand right up to the heels. That would be a squat with a kettlebell. Next thing I'm going to show you is called a shoulder to shoulder. Okay? And the way that we'll work these, you keep the kettlebell right here on your shoulder, all right? All right, you're going to position it here, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to trace around my head with a kettlebell. I'm going to dip my hips down, press that kettlebell up right around my shoulder, so you can around my head, so you can see it moving right around my head from shoulder to shoulder. So this will be 1, this would be 2, this would be 3, all right, etc. All right. The last exercise that we're going to do, we're going to hop out here. Come on out, follow me out. What's called a step up, all right? So what you're going to do, hold that kettlebell up right at your chest. You're going to step your leg up on a bench, so it can be an edge of the bed, a chair, anything that's going to be above 12 inches. Again, if your fitness level is not that high, you haven't exercised in a while, step up on something that's 6 inches. It doesn't have to be this high. This is 17 right here, okay? Keep that kettlebell up, step right back down. That will be 1. Switch legs, step up, step back down. That will be 2. All right? So, the workout today, what we're going to do, so you've got the sumo deadlift high pull, you've got the squats, you've got the shoulder to shoulder, you've got the step ups, okay? You're going to set the clock for 20 minutes, all right? 20 minutes on the clock. Once the workout starts, that clock doesn't stop. You're going to do 10 reps of each exercise. So on the screen, you're going to see the exercise right now. You're going to do 10 reps of each exercise, okay? So 10 sumo deadlift high pulls, 10 squats, okay? 10 shoulder to shoulder, 10 step ups. That'll be considered 1 round. You're going to do as many rounds as you possibly can in 20 minutes. Now there's going to be an incentive in place. The faster you work, the harder you work, the less penalty you're going to have at the end. Everybody's going to start with 80 burpees, all right? And I'm going to show you what a burpee is real quick. Everybody's going to start with 80 burpees. You're going to take the amount of rounds that you complete in that 20 minutes, multiplied by 4, okay? So say you do 10 rounds. Multiplied by 4 is 40. You subtract that off the top from 80. You now only have 40 burpees to complete at the end of the workout, okay? So at the end of the 20 minutes, you'll have 40 burpees to complete, and you can stretch those out, take as long as you want to take with those. So the burpee, real quick, before I let you go, look like this. Start out standing in a standing position, okay? I'll show you the modified way. You set your hands down to the ground. You walk your legs out. You drop to the ground. Push up. You walk your legs in. You stand up, all right? Okay, nice and fast. This will be the unmodified way. Drop your hands to the ground. Jump your feet out. Flop down to the ground at the same time, all right? Pop up. Stand up, all right? So again, the workout, you can rewind it. You can see all the movements again. You can see the workout posted out on the screen. I want you to go ahead and get after it. Work hard, okay? So this is going to be a tough one. You're going to push yourself, and you're going to, your legs will be thanking me tomorrow or the day after, all right? So have a great workout. I'll see you in a couple weeks.